Alright then guys, well, welcome to a new chapter of House of Mods. I've got to show you my new car today. Obviously the kids in the background, so that's what you can hear running around like a lunatic. It's not a Rover P6, I'll be honest with you. I didn't bother going for one because I was reading up about suspension and how strong the axles were, and nothing really appealed to me. If I was going to go 4.6 litre, it was all going to break, and it was a case of finding something that was more suitable for, you know, just everyday ragging around, and if I want to do a couple of burnout, so I haven't got to worry about anything breaking. So let me introduce to you my new car. It's a bit of a project, let me say that. Anyway, let me show you. Here is my new car, or at least part of it. If you can guess what that is, without going on Instagram or anything like that, if you can guess what that is just by the two front wings, then kudos to you. But here is the rest of it. Yeah, I paid £2,000 for a multicoloured turd, pretty much. At the moment, from what I'm finding, everything has been done poorly. I was told it had a welded rear diff in it, and that's a diff down there. That is no longer welded. That's in about 4 different pieces, which is good. I'll show you the interior, although it doesn't really have one. And what it does have is poor, as you can see. Someone's been down there with the old pigeon shite and welded that up lovely jubbly. Again here, all lovely pigeon shited up. The gearbox is in, I have put that in today. Obviously it's not sat in its final position, it's because it's got no prop on it. I was going to put the prop on, but the diff's knackered. We've got a spaghetti junction underneath there. What it does have though is a Capri steering rack, a Capri steering, a Capri pedal thingy, bobby pedal layout. It's got bias brakes on it as well. Obviously I painted the engine bay today because that was all sort of this colour and that colour, but yeah. This is the main reason I bought it, really, just underneath. We're on coilovers. We've got multi-link front suspension with an Alachi sort of style cross member with the chassis mounts as well, so that's all good. Type 9 5-speed gearbox. Again, coilovers and all that on this side. Let me show you the rear end, because this is where it gets a bit exciting. Underneath there is a 105E rear axle, obviously gas, shocks adjustable, and anti-tramp bars, so when I am doing burnouts I don't get rear axles trying to escape. So yes, someone spent some money underneath it. Like I say, it's all nice and clean and undersealed. It's just the outside of the car which looks a bit of a shed, unfortunately, but it's a project. I'm going to put project in, like, you know, loose terms, because it's more of a restoration than anything, purely because of just how much work it needs. I'll show you what engine we've got to go in there, because obviously everyone wants to know what engine I'm putting in the front of it, and it's nothing particularly exciting for now, but it'll get it on the road driving, just so I know whether I want to keep it and if I like driving it and if it's as fun as I imagined it to be. But yeah, it needs some work. Let me show you this engine. Underneath here is the power plant that is going to be powering the Ford. It's a 2-litre Zetec black top. I've got to clean it all up, paint the engine red, and all that. But yeah, that's what's going to go in there on a set of GSXR bike carbs. So we're looking at about 150 brake, hopefully, or 145, 150. That'll be plenty for the rear end of that little 100E. And if you can't already tell, it is freezing out here. And I've been out here since 11 o'clock. It's basically, at the moment, it feels like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, especially with the diff, because I was hoping that would be fine, because now I've got to try and find one, which most probably isn't going to be the easiest. But in regards to parts, I've got everything in the boot of this thing. I've got the Type 9 prop, I've got the carbs, like I say, these are GSXR 600 carbs. They have been jetted, so they should go on and run at least. We've got all sorts of parts. We've got wiring looms. There's an external fuel tank in this, like a little tiny, it's probably only really 2 jerry cans worth, so it'll get me down the road and back before I run out, so that's always handy. I got a full set of, I believe they're Escort steels. I don't really know much about them or why I got them, but I know that the rear one's a deeper dish than the front. I don't know if that's normal or whatever that is, but these seats are gash, let's put it that way. Whatever they're from, they should not be in this car at all. But other than that, it's actually not that bad. Like I'm slagging it off, but realistically, it's not terrible. It's pretty straight. There's very little rust on the outside of it. The wings again are all solid at the bottoms, all nice solid. What he's done is he's primered bits that he sanded down, so they don't rust anymore. But you know, classic Fords will always rust, regardless of what you do to them. And yeah, there's meant to be a bar that goes from there to there, but he's cut it out, I presume, so it makes it easier for the engine to go in. I don't really know why you do it, but hey, I'm not the guy who built it. Anyway, yeah, this is a new car. Like I say, there is absolutely heaps and heaps of work to do to this thing. I've got to try and figure out why someone's been at the back end of the pickaxe and try and get all these little dents out, or at least fill them in and get the boot painted. If I can find another one, I'll find another one. That was where the old filler cap would have been for the fuel tank. He's cut that out and welded it up with, again, pigeon shit, which is just nice. Like, you probably push that and make that break. But yeah, we need to find a diff as well for it, because he's welded that up with pigeon shite and toothpaste, but that hasn't worked clearly. And there's actually meant to be gears here and here, and they're missing. So I'm not sure where they've gone, but yeah, they're meant to be in there, probably in the diff somewhere, but in the axle somewhere, but I don't know. And it's cold, so I can't be asked to look. But yeah, that is the new car. It's a 1958 Ford 100e. I'm going to put a link in the bio to an Instagram page called DNR Customs. Now, they have 2 of these, and they're going to be helping me massively along the way. Absolutely no doubt, because they built theirs from the ground up as well. So I need as much help as I can get with that thing, because otherwise I'm going to be here for eternity just getting it running. So hopefully you guys are interested in the new car. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I've done the right thing, getting rid of the Metro and buying that. But yeah, I've got some work on my hands. But yeah, April. I'm saying April, running and driving in April if I can find a diff in time. But yes, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more of this turdy thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.